Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Philly Phone Book, a podcast archive. I am your host, Gideon Caro McDonald, and with me today is a lovely friend of mine, a playwright and actor here in Philadelphia. We have Tyler Rocio Ecoña.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yay, of course, absolutely. How you been?
Good.
Yay. Well, thanks for being here. Well, without further ado, why don't we just get right into it? So, I know you, but not everybody might. To our listeners, why don't you give them a little bit of an intro into who you are? You have the floor.
Sure. Yeah. So I am an actor, playwright. I'm a playwright, actor, dramaturg. I primarily think of myself as a playwright and a dramaturg. Yeah, I'm in the Philly area. That's who I am. I'm so happy to be here.
Yay. Ah, lovely. We met at UArts, and I had the pleasure of being able to work on some of your work, so I'm just, thrilled to have you here. How did we get there? How did you end up here in Philly? And, why has the arts community made itself known to you in such a way?
Sure, yeah. So I am originally from Virginia. I'm from Woodbridge, Virginia.
Cool.
Which is it's not a small town. It's also not a city. People call it a city suburb, like city with a dash suburb, because it is smaller than it's smaller than a city. It's smaller than Philadelphia. However, it's larger and looks much different than what many people say suburbs are like. Because I always thought I came from a suburb, but when I came here and saw the Jersey suburbs, I was like, oh,
yeah,
that's what people consider a suburb. So I would say my community looks a lot different. Yeah, love Woodbridge. We'll always rep Woodbridge.
Woo!
Woodbridge High.
Shout out.
Go Vikings.
Go Vikings. Oh,
yeah,
fun.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I love the community I came from. And yeah, I came here for school. In 2019, I came here for college. I went to UArts, as previously mentioned. But yes, I graduated a few years ago. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. You got through school and you made the active choice to stay in this community. Is there a reason that Philly has made itself known to you? While you were in Virginia, was it UArts is clearly what I need to be doing and I love what's happening in Philadelphia, or did it just kind of make itself known to you as you were here longer?
No, yeah, pretty much. It was I feel like a very clear decision that I wanted to move to a city.
Yeah.
And Philly was the one.
Yeah. Not New York?
No.
Hell yeah. Boom. I love how
No.
Great, because I've known so many people that were on the fence and Philly was their second option or their fourth option.
Yeah.
Because it's not an arts community that is super well known, or at least not talked about in I'm going to pursue the arts, I'm going to pursue theater.
Yeah, no. Philly had been on my radar for a while because I went to summer camp in New Jersey for many years.
Gotcha, yeah.
As a child, I went to an arts camp, and I feel like that also has contributed to the person that I am today. But yeah, no, I've always wanted to move to Philly. Since going to that arts camp, we would go to camp, and it was a sleepaway camp, right? And so I'd be there for a month or two, and then my dad would come pick me up, and then we would just drive. We would be driving through Philly. Maybe we'd stop for dinner. And so Philly was always a place that I knew about. Yeah. And I knew that the art scene was amazing there because all the people at my camp were from Philly or Jersey. And that was it. And it was I knew that was where I wanted to be after graduating high school.
Awesome. See, yeah, to me it was just a immediate. I'm from here, obviously, but I it's nice to hear someone that was so ready to make that choice.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. Now that you're here and you've been here for a little while, making art, doing your thing, what would you say has been a lesson that Philly has taught you over time?
It's okay to be multidisciplinary.
Please elaborate.
I think when I was younger, in high school and in college, there was a kind of stigma that I learned about. I think this stigma does not exist the way that it used to. However, from older folks and like from mentors and from teachers and collaborators, I feel like there was the stigma of like you have to be one thing. Like you have to be either a writer or an actor or whatever you are. Like you're either a screenwriter or you're a playwright or you're an actor, and if you are any of those things at the same time, people aren't going to take you seriously. And that's kind of the mindset that I went into college with, and that is now not something that I believe. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now that you've been able to like confidently say I'm multidisciplinary, right? I do all of these different things confidently. Do you now try to just open yourself up to all kinds of work, or are there moments where you need to like tend to one plot more than another? Like say like one plot is your writing brain and the other is your acting brain. Has there been moments where you're like, I'm able to actively tend to all, or have you been learning how to go back and forth?
I think it is just a matter of when duty calls.
Yeah.
I think it's just very, I tend to go with the flow, and I also tend to be strategic. I think it's about collaboration, and it's about compromise sometimes, and it's about where am I needed the most right now in this moment, artistically or within my community. And I tend to go about my artistic practice that way of like, where do I think I could make the most impact, and where do I think I could give back in a meaningful way that would benefit like both myself and my collaborators. You know, I think that's the way that I look at being multidisciplinary. You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah, I mean, as someone who identifies in a similar way, I mean, I have all of these different pots on the fire, where I know that I'm an actor, but also I need to give time to being a musician and doing these other things that allow me to feel fulfilled.
I feel like it's about stewardship.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
It's about stewarding my artistic practice and also taking care of my community in a way that like nourishes all of us.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's how I go about it, rather than like being like, I want this, so I'm going to go get it. You know? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, theater is so collaborative.
Yeah.
Innately. It has to be.
Yeah.
And so I have found myself to be in positions where getting to do something as a performer feels much more worthwhile when I know that I'm doing this for, like, say, the playwright's message or the director's vision. I feel like I get to be a conduit in a way. And getting to do, work in Philly that is, I mean, there's new work happening all the time here. And it feels very cool to, like, if the moment finds itself near me, getting the opportunity to be like, yes, that is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Rather than, like, the constant, like, grind.
Yeah. I mean, of course there is an element of that.
Oh, for sure.
In my work, like, I think it is definitely a constant grind to be able to steward those relationships and, like, to be able to, like obviously contribute to processes constantly, especially as a freelance artist.
For sure.
Right now, it is, like, I would say it is a constant grind. However, it is intentional, yes, because that is the work that sustains me. However, it is also, I would like to think that I have choices of what I want to do and when.
I think that's a brilliant statement.
And so it's like, but I do try to be intentional, and I do also try to be open.
Yeah.
To anything that I feel like could, I don't know, impact
a community. And also, I think you put, like, the concept of the grind in a great light, in the sense that obviously it takes hard work and consistent work. because those relationships take work.
Yes.
Like maintaining relationships with collaborators, knowing that like, hi, I'm always here. Like I'm ready to work. I want to work with you.
Maintaining any relationship is work.
Exactly. That's just friendship in general. That's adult friendships.
Relationships, collaborators.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, any like mentor mentee relationships, like, you know, friends. All relationships take work and stewardship, and that's the way that I like to look at things. Of just like, how can I help in any, like, it's like how can I help a process? How can I help my friend? How can I give back because this community has given so much to me?
Yeah.
Especially as somebody that's not from Philly.
Right.
I feel like I do owe this city something. It's like because I was raised, or I guess not raised, but I grew into myself in this city. And I grew into, also this is another layer of it because I am trans, right? It's that because I grew into myself in this city, I feel like the city raised me in a way.
Oh, yeah.
Where like, and now because of that, I not that I feel indebted, but it is like a relationship. And I think I look at it that way because of like indigeneity as well.
Mm-hmm.
My family is Peruvian and we have Quechua origin. So I think stewarding a relationship with the land and the city and the landscape the landscape of Philadelphia, even though it's not like we're in nature or anything like that, but stewarding a relationship with the city and the landscape as well as the inhabitants, right? As well as the people around me, my communities, is something is a value that I hold very deeply, right? Of like, that is what I want to be doing. And this city showed me that. Yeah. That I wanted to be doing that. So now I do feel like it is a cycle of reciprocity of I want to be doing this, and I know that I not only that I should, but that I want to. And I have entered a reciprocal relationship with my communities. And that's how I think about it, right? I mean, I think that is a core value of, like, Quechua cosmovision anyways. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's so beautiful. Because I think also Philly is a lovely community in the sense that you will feel when it is reciprocated. Yeah. Easily. Like I feel like it's small enough and connected enough that you start to really feel like, oh, things are moving. I'm helping. I'm doing something. I'm providing. I'm getting. I'm building pretty consistently.
Yeah, that's the goal, right?
Yeah, you want to build. You want to keep building.
I mean, yeah, that is the goal of just feeling like I'm doing anything for anybody.
Walking on this rock.
Right, like, contributing in any way. Yeah. Because, I mean, if we're not making art, what are we doing?
Exactly.
I feel like that's what I've gathered. It's like, if I'm going to be an artist, out of all the other professions out there.
Right. If this is the choice I made.
If this is the choice I make, I have to be intentional.
Boom. Yeah.
Especially in this moment.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's get into that then. Yeah. I want to deep dive into who you are as an artist and what you've been doing, projects you've done before. I want to hear about whatever you'd like to talk about. But first, please give me your thoughts about writing. Yeah, like that's how I met you as a playwright. Getting to work on your lovely play, Felipio. I had the pleasure to play Atahualpa, and I love that part.
It was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. It was so fun. I think about that show constantly.
You killed it. You really did. It was such a pleasure.
The character of him and having that sort of honest gravity, like he felt so grounded and connected and so tragic, and I thank you for that opportunity to get to portray him in that way. I would love to hear about what it means to be a writer right now. I've talked to a few playwrights where the goal is to not only express yourself, but express for the moment or the community,
Mm-hmm.
or tell a story or put out a message.
Mm-hmm.
I think where you're at right now, I would love to hear, you know, what you've been discovering as a playwright,
Mm-hmm.
what projects you're really excited about, and what of your previous projects still resonate with you.
Sure, yeah. Can
So,
we
yeah,
take it like one
please.
question
Yeah,
at a
I
time?
gave you a bunch
Yeah,
there
yeah,
just
yeah.
because I wanna open it up.
Sure.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start?
I would love to hear about your process as a playwright right now.
Sure. In terms of when I work on something new, like when I start a play or when I just the whole process.
When you start it. Yeah.
Okay, so I think I take things very slow.
Cool.
I'm a very slow writer. I very, very slow. If I need to be, I can be very fast.
Mm.
I think that's not a good thing, however.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, like, it's like if there is a deadline, I will do everything in my power to meet that deadline, even if it means the work is not to my liking.
Mm.
Right? However, that's not the way that I prefer to work.
Yeah.
But sometimes there are deadlines, and that's like okay, right?
Right.
And that is, I mean, deadlines are helpful. That is like something that I also use to finish anything.
Right. Of course.
If I don't have a deadline, chances are I'm not going to finish it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair. But
yeah.
deadlines are different when placed on yourself by another
Yeah.
and then placed on yourself by yourself.
Of course.
So I get it. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think that so when I start, I tend to be very slow. Usually I tend to think about an idea for months or even years before I do anything with it.
Mm.
And it will just be floating in my head. I feel like there is like a compartment in my brain for like ideas
Yeah.
that never leave me,
Mm.
and I will be thinking about them constantly. And some of them will never escape.
Oh,
But
yeah.
some of them end up on the page, and that's how I start. Yeah, and then it's just a matter of outlining. I'm very formulaic, I feel like.
Mhm.
It's just a matter of outlining, fitting it into a structure, or finding structure through like exercises, free writing, doing all those things, and then editing. Somebody very wise once told me that writing is rewriting. Writing is rewriting. Writing is editing.
Oh.
And that is true.
Yeah.
I have found that to be true. I don't remember who said that to me. That's why I said somebody very wise. Because I mean, if you're listening to this and you're the one that said that to me, I thank you.
Shout out wise one.
Yeah, the wise one
Yeah.
told me. The oracle.
Shout out oracles.
The oracle told me. I'm pretty sure it was a professor.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was Savannah Reich, but I don't know. Savannah, if you listen to this, tell me. But yeah, no, Savannah's amazing. But yeah, I believe that writing is rewriting. I think that most, like 80% of my process is editing once I already have a full draft.
Right.
But getting to that full draft
Yeah.
can take years.
Wow.
So I think when I say, oh, I'm very slow, but I can be very fast, it's that like the getting to the first full draft of anything can take years. And then once I have that draft though, and there are many an aborted baby in my Google Docs.
Right.
In my Google Docs, half-finished things I will never come back to, but I keep them there because they're sentimental to me.
Of course. Yeah.
But once I get to that full draft, that takes years, and then editing, depending on the deadline, can take anywhere from 2 weeks to another year.
Yeah.
But really depending on the deadline. If I have a full draft and somebody needs that full draft edited a certain way by next week, like that will happen. Like I need to find a way to make that happen. But you know, it's all a process. I feel like I have only written my body of work is not very large. there is still room for my process to grow,
Mhm.
and I'm still discovering and learning things that I hadn't known previously, especially in school. So yeah, there's always room for that to change and grow, but that's how it is currently.
Yeah, wow. Since some projects can take, like you said, upwards of a few years, have you found yourself, obviously this can depend on the project, and I know that, but I'm curious, have you found whatever the, like, message of the show or, like, focal point shifting over time?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Has that been like, oh, I have to, like, scrap this whole thing and start over?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
is it usually just a morphing, changing thing where you honor what it used to be while still accepting what it is now?
No, yeah. I feel like when it comes to writing, I can be a little ruthless to my characters and to my script.
Yeah.
Nothing is precious.
Okay.
So I'm willing to, if I get feedback and I agree with the feedback and want to incorporate the feedback, I'm willing to scrap everything and start over. And that, you know what? And that, like, no matter the feelings that I have, because sometimes there are feelings attached. Sometimes it's like, oh, I don't want to do that. Oh my God, that's so much work. Oh my God, that's like, I hate that they gave me such good feedback because I'm embarrassed that it wasn't good at the first time.
Of course.
And so,
yeah.
of course, there are feelings about it. Of course, it's like I'm not unemotional about it. But at the end of the day, I know that that is what needs to happen if I want it to be in a better place.
Oh, awesome.
So I take that, and nothing is precious, right? That is the mentality I have developed, is if nothing is precious, then it's okay. If nothing is precious, then it's okay to start over, and it's okay for it to change. And it's okay for me to, like, slash characters and, like, just cut them entirely, make them suffer, make them, like, make them go through what they need to go through to learn and change at the end, and also remove them completely, remove acts completely, change the whole message of the story. So it's like that's the mentality I have developed in order to become okay with the change that comes with writing.
Yeah.
Because it can be very jarring. It can be, I think it's very jarring to receive feedback that makes you realize that what you wrote was kind of bad. And I've been there.
Yeah.
And I've been there, and I was like, and I've in those processes, I've been like, oh, okay, I should start over. And the first few times that happened, that was, like, hard for me emotionally.
Of course.
But after having done it a few times, now I'm like, it's fine because nothing is precious.
Right. Holding by that value. Have you ever gotten to a point of, like, now this is precious? Like have you, like, finished a project, or quote unquote finished, you know what I mean? Where, like, a play happens and you've put it on its feet, you've had people read it, you haven't touched it draft wise in a while. You're like, yeah, it's done. Or has that never happened yet?
I would say, see, when you started asking, I started shaking my head, but I feel like the only time that has happened was because I was forced.
Okay, yeah.
Was because I was forced to put it down and put my hand, like, take my hands off.
By, like, a professor? By, like, a mentor? Or just...
I mean...
Just...
Collaborators.
Collaborators in general?
Just
yeah.
Collaborators. But I think, yes. If it were up to me, and I am a writer and I'm selfish, if it were up to me, I would say that none of my scripts are finished.
Yeah.
Even though they're out there, even though they've been done, even though I've had readings, etc. But I also think that because I'm constantly learning and growing and changing as a writer, and I'm finding my own artistic voice, that I would say that I'm always growing, and I could theoretically, and this is a heavy emphasis on theoretically, always go back to a script and change whatever needs to be changed for it to have a better life.
Yeah.
Right? So in that case, nothing is finished. However, if I want to let it be, then that's okay. It's like sometimes it's best
Yeah.
to just let the work be what it is, even though I've learned a lot since then, even though I have grown and my style has shifted as a writer. I think that it's okay to leave it at that point. And that's my feeling with Felipio, at least. Other scripts are a different story. But again, it's like I'm always willing to go back and change. However, sometimes it's better to just leave it.
Yeah.
And that is something that I have learned in processes, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm still learning about myself. I'm still learning about my own process as a writer.
What is something about your style that recently made itself known? Like, is there something that you've been working on recently or within the past few months where you're like, oh whoa, this is a new factor that I have to play in to what I do?
I think I really like to lean into magical realism.
Yeah.
I think it's fun.
It's awesome.
I think it's really fun. And I think I like to push extremes. I do like to push extremes. I like to, and when I say that, I mean like preconceived notions of what a character should be. I like to push extreme drama. Like I like to see or push extreme emotion, push extreme circumstance, and I like to see how far I can take it before it's people think that it's too far. Right? Before I go too far, I like to see how far I can take it before people start not suspending their disbelief.
Right.
Right? Or before people start saying this is a little ridiculous, or people start saying this is a little camp. So I like to push it until it gets to that point and find where the breaking point is in a script or in a character, in a plot, in a scene. And I think that's something that I've recently realized that I want to push.
Gotcha.
And maybe my previous scripts, like Felipio, Unfair Advantage, etc., have not pushed as far as I have wanted them to push because that's not something I realized I wanted to be doing.
Yeah, for sure. Magical realism is dope.
Yeah.
God, that is such a cool place to live in.
I love fantasy. I love just, oh my god. I'm obsessed with fantasy, mythology, magic, unrealistic circumstances.
Yeah.
Magical circumstances. Circumstances that nobody in real life would believe could happen to somebody. Because I think a lot of it is actually has to do with my upbringing. It has to do with my culture and the things that have been passed down to me. Because I think a lot of the time, Native women, Latino women have experiences that people don't believe. And they have experience, whether that is, something that's really, really hard to tell people, or if it's just something that is a little bit fantastical.
Right.
Or, I mean, I wouldn't say fantastical, but a little bit like nobody's going to believe you, or at least nobody white is going to believe you. And I've had experiences like that before.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of that finds itself into my work of pushing that to the magical extreme. Or pushing that to a place that suddenly then becomes fantasy.
Yeah.
When it comes to my work, I think I like to definitely take care of my collaborators and take care of and be very intentional of what I say and how I present characters to the world, because I also have been aware that and I've also been in processes where I've witnessed stereotypical behavior and stereotypical writing, and I have also been personally harmed by stereotypes and tropes, right? When it comes to my work, because of that, when it comes to my work, I try to be very intentional about the way that characters are portrayed. And so it's a difficult line to toe, right? About when does something, because I do like to push to these extremes, when does something become too much? So that's something that I'm learning, right? And also, when is it just style? Or when do these things start to fall apart because of the person that I am and the person that my characters are? And so towing the line, it's a very fine line to toe.
Yeah.
Between when is this too much and when is it fun and when is it harmful or when is it fine. So it's something that I'm learning, right?
Yeah.
And trying to approach with humility and like trying to approach with grace,
Of course.
because obviously to be a playwright you have to be willing to accept feedback.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to work with people. Like, you have to be willing to take a step back and just be like, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that I've learned, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes people know more than you.
Right.
It's something that I've learned the hard way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the line makes itself known with different people experiencing it, right?
With
like
different voices, different eyes.
Yeah.
On the script, I think is such an important part of my process of like, I cannot finish a script if people don't read it, if other people don't read it.
Yeah.
I think I'm a very collaborative playwright. Like, I am not one to lock myself in a room, write a script, and consider it finished.
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't think that anybody should do that.
Yeah.
If we're being honest,
For sure.
I don't think that that's healthy for a writer. Writing is rewriting, and how can you rewrite if you're just talking to yourself?
Mm-hmm.
That's my philosophy of just at least that's what helps me.
For sure. Yeah. You have a new show being read coming up soon. Would you like to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So my new show is, it is a working title, but right now it's called the Machu Picchu play.
Yes.
Very straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
It is about Machu Picchu. It's set in Peru. I also have had, in the past, a hard time describing it because there is so much that happens, and it right now it's in a crazy place.
Yeah.
In development.
Okay.
So basically it is about two tourists that get trapped at the top of Machu Picchu due to a protest happening at the bottom of the mountain. It's set in a dystopian, I won't say post-apocalyptic, but like dystopian, like we're getting there kind of world.
Yeah.
Where climate change has like completely changed the landscape. There's fantastical things happening to the climate and the land. And at the same time, while that narrative is being presented, there's a second narrative of two Inca subjects who predict the end of the world. And to them, the end of the world is the Spaniards coming and destroying their empire.
Right.
So they predict the end of the Inca Empire, and they have to reckon with that and figure out what to do, figure out how to keep themselves safe, while this other narrative in the future is happening and something very similar is going on. So that's what it's about.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. Cuz you again, we're towing that line of the magical world of this concept of the future being very influenced by what is going on now.
Yeah.
To then also be parallel to this Inca time and conversation. That's really, really cool.
Thank you.
How has it... I love it when a show has two parallel stories going on at the same time.
Me too.
I think it's awesome. Because, you know, history repeats itself.
Yes.
Constantly and always.
Constantly.
And so I would love to know, like, what brought you to this parallel story? And how has it been writing these voices next to one another?
Yeah, it's been a trip. It's been wild. Well, I am obsessed. I'm obsessed with stories that I'm obsessed. I love stories that go back and forth between two different timelines. I was very, very influenced by certain scripts. Mannahatta by Mary Catherine Nagel was one of those. Um, Huge, heavy influence on the script. Just love Mary Catherine Nagel's work. If one day Mary Catherine Nagel sees this, please, please, please.
If anyone knows Mary, throw it their way.
Like, I think she lives in, like, out in the West.
Oh.
So yeah.
Well,
no,
she finds
also,
herself.
She also does not. I don't think we will ever meet. Maybe one day. I don't like knock on wood, right? I don't want to jinx myself, but oh my god, I would love to work with her. I would love to meet her even.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so that was one of the very big influences on my script. Another one was also the entirety of James Iam's work, but specifically Kill Move Paradise was a big one, as well as Jesus y Valles, his entire body of work, and specifically A River Its Mouths, which is tonally very different. However, the things that it made me feel were like beyond words. All three of those scripts, beyond words.
Yeah.
Truly. And so reading those and curating this narrative, I was very inspired to write something that made others feel the way I felt.
Yeah.
When reading those other things. And that's really where it came from, of just how can I even communicate this pain? How do I even communicate the state of the world through a fun, like, full night of theater?
Yeah.
How do I do that?
For sure.
How do I do that in a way that even matters?
Yeah.
How do I do that in a way that would do anything to anybody?
Right.
And so I feel like that's where it came from, of like, truly, what does even mean? What am I even doing as an artist in this moment?
Yeah.
How can I even say anything that matters to anybody when there's so many more important things that I could do? I think the answer was go out and touch grass and, resist, as well as continue to do my art.
Yeah. Experience it.
Yeah, because truly, like, I have a feeling that my art is not going to change the world, and that's okay. I don't. Maybe it shouldn't.
Right.
Maybe art is not. Maybe I mean, that is a very, like, controversial, very controversial
hot take.
Very controversial take, but I don't think that my art is going to change the world. I don't want it to. And maybe it shouldn't.
Yeah.
Maybe art is not the way. However, I think art does have the ability to change someone's world.
Yeah.
And if my script can do that to somebody, that is what I did it for. And that's the way I feel about Kill Move Paradise, Mannahatta, and A River Its Mouths. Because those scripts, I would say, like, not to be dramatic, they changed my world.
Yeah.
So that's where it came from, I think. Yes. I also love writing about Incas. I love Inca history. I think it's a little bit of an obsession, and that's what I love. I love it. I could talk about it forever. Not gonna go there.
Right.
Yeah, that's where the script, I think, comes from.
And how has it been soon to be getting on its feet, getting to hear it in other people's mouths?
I love Power Street Theater. I think Power Street is doing amazing work.
Shout out Power Street.
Power Street is just Power Street, especially Erlina Ortiz. I know that you're listening to this. I love you, Erlina.
I also love you, Erlina.
I know, right? Like, we love you.
God, you're awesome.
We love you, Erlina. Power Street has held me in a way that I think just has nurtured this process and nurtured my writing in a way that I don't think any other theater company in Philadelphia could have at that point. I think I came to Erlina with a very rough draft, a very, very rough draft.
Yeah.
And also in a vulnerable place about it.
Gotcha.
In an anxious place about it. And actually, I think I remember the first script that I sent to Erlina was, it might have been only 20 pages long.
Oh, wow.
20 to 30 pages. Now I have over 90.
Boom. Look at that.
I'm very proud of it.
Yeah.
I think that it would not have happened if Power Street hadn't given me that support.
Of course.
And held me, like, truly held my hand through the entire process. I mean, from the beginning. Yeah, and I mean, I could sing Erlina and Power Street's praises all day. And I would.
Of course.
Like, even from the beginning, like, as a meeting when we did, like, as a like, about to be a graduate.
Yeah.
As a recent grad. Just, I feel like I have, like, there is a mental image that I'm thinking about where it's like, I feel like a seed that met a gardener.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
If that makes any sense at all.
It totally does. It totally does.
If that makes any sense at all, I think that's how it's been. That's how the process has been. I think It's been wonderful.
Awesome. I am always really curious about the relationship between a writer and a director.
Yeah.
I've asked this of directors. I've asked this of playwrights, just because I think it always varies. I would love to know, especially with your relationship with Erlina and being your director for a lot of projects, not only mentor, but being involved in your art and getting to put her voice into it as well. How do you approach, getting your projects into a director's hands? And what have you learned from those experiences?
I think the way I approach it is thoughts and prayers. I think every process has been different.
Of course.
In the way that, I actually haven't gotten my pieces to many different directors' hands, actually. So Erlina directed Felipillo.
Mm-hmm.
She directed the Beacon production of Felipillo, and she's directing this. So variety is always welcome at this point in my career. However, there's a lot of things that don't work. So it's like every process is different, obviously. But if I were to tell you the truth, I don't know.
Hey,
If I were to tell you the truth, I don't know. I don't know how people hear about me. I have gotten lucky many times. I think I am very grateful for the opportunities that I have had, and I also don't know how I got here. Truly.
You worked hard.
I would hope so.
That.
I would hope so.
Yes.
I would hope so. I think I tend to stress myself out. I think I tend to belittle myself a little bit when it comes to, like, what am I going to accomplish next? Like, what have I even done? But when it comes to getting work into directors' hands, it's like, I don't know. Truly, like, it's a lot. So I do a lot of submissions constantly. This is also advice that Erlina has given me once, of, like, your job as a writer is to submit. Your job as a writer is to submit. That's your job. And if you're going to do it full time, that's going to be your full-time job, is submitting and submitting and submitting and submitting. And that's what I do. Constantly. Not every day. I would say once a week. Usually.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's every 2 weeks. If I'm really swamped with something else, and previously, before I was freelancing, I had a full-time job. During that time, obviously, the submissions were less. I was like, it was maybe once a month I would submit to something. But now that I have that much more free time, that's my job.
Yeah.
I'm making yourself known. cold submissions, not cold emails, but submissions. When people ask,
Of course.
when there is like we're open.
Yeah.
We would love to read it.
There's your
Please
window.
send us your thing. Of course.
Mm-hmm.
What works less for me is, hi, random director in the city. Can you read my thing? I don't think that that's ever worked.
Yeah.
I don't actually think I've tried it ever. Maybe once when like very early in school. Yeah.
When searching for spaces to do your work, and I know this has been important to you, and it's important to myself as well, when finding a space to cultivate your work, something that I know has been important to you and important to myself as well, is finding a room of culture, finding a room for Latine artists. How has that been important to you?
How's that been?
Yeah, how's that been? Well, yes. How's that been? How's that been important to you as you've been, creating more work, meeting more people? I know that the Latine Theater Alliance exists here in Philadelphia.
Yeah, come to a meeting.
I've been meaning to. I literally, I keep seeing stuff. I'm like, oh, I gotta go, because we're here. They and it's lovely to get to experience art in a room like that. I know the first time when I got to do that, it was life-changing.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to I wanted to talk about your experience with that and how that has been important to you, especially recently.
Yeah. And yeah, we're really just starting out. I think there has been definitely a need for something like this. I mean, in general, it's hard to find Latina artists in Philly, even though it shouldn't be, because Philadelphians make up 13%. I think it's like 13% of the population in Philadelphia.
It's pretty solid.
That's 13% is big.
It's a big percentage.
That's big.
Yeah.
I don't think it should be so hard. However, I understand why it is. I think our communities face unique challenges when it comes to education, when it comes to even getting a job, when it comes to language. It has to do with, so many different factors, politically too, in this climate. It's harder and harder to find collaborators because people are afraid. People are in hiding.
Yeah.
People are also not able to get the education they need. People are not able to even get the nourishment, not even education, but outside of educational spaces, the nourishment that an artist needs to thrive in a city is difficult when you are Latine in Philadelphia, I think. However, that's why Latine Theater Alliance exists, right? That's why organizations like Power Street Theater exists. And I feel like, I said this to somebody recently, but since UArts shut down, I have to really be intentional about finding my people. And because I think I've been so intentional in the past few years of trying to find my people and collaborating and doing what I wanted and doing what I thought was the most important for this community, for my community, and for my nourishment as an artist. And I really pushed. I pushed when I thought nobody, I've done things where I've thought nobody's going to want this. No one's going to respond. I'm not going to have an audience. And have slowly been proven wrong.
Yeah.
Which is wonderful. I wish that I could say that was everybody's experience.
Right.
And I also don't think it should take so much. Right? I think it took a lot for me to get to a place where I felt held and nourished by a Latina community in Philly. And only now have I started to discover what else can happen. And I think some people can get to a point, and I have been very close to this point, where you start to reconsider where you should be. You start to reconsider what your priorities are, because if it's this hard, where's everyone else?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've been, not recently, but I've been at that point. And it's a very difficult place to be. So I think my prerogative is helping artists not feel that way, helping Latine artists not feel that way, because nobody deserves to feel that way. No one deserves to be alone. No one deserves to feel, even if they're not alone, they feel alone. Like, that should not happen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the Latine Theater Alliance exists, because nobody should ever feel like that.
Yep.
And after having felt like that, I don't want anyone to feel like that. So
yeah,
I have a personal stake in that. And as a playwright too, I have a personal stake in that. I want, and I feel like I have some kind of responsibility. Maybe, I don't know. At least I want to make those spaces available.
Yeah.
I want to,
of course.
Yeah, I want to create the change that I want to see. Like, I want to, like, I write plays so that I can hire people that I want to work with. That's a secret, but that is what I do.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just that's what I want. That's what I want to do. That's what I try to do everything with, is keeping that in mind, of like, no one should ever feel alone. No one should ever feel like they don't have a community. And having been there before, it's just, that's a crazy way to feel. And so as a playwright, I think I want to. As a playwright, I want to create those spaces. And if I'm going to create something out of nothing, which is what playwrights do, where you see a blank page and you put something on it, that's the space I want to create.
Mm.
Yeah. Like a space where people feel like they're seen, people feel like they have a voice, and what they say matters in the process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thank you, because that is an honorable, impressive, and needed place
thank you.
that you hold. So thank you for that. And yeah, that's exactly it. You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing.
Yeah. It's been a crazy 7 years in Philadelphia.
Boom.
Well, actually, has it been 7?
7-ish.
I think approaching 7.
Yay.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm so bad at math.
Hey.
We
didn't go to school for it.
Yeah, that's why I didn't go to school for math. Yeah. That's why I didn't go to school for math. That's why I'm a playwright.
Boom.
Not an accountant.
Not an accountant.
Well, I mean, as an artist, you gotta have to be an accountant, but
of course.
That's another story.
Different thing. Before we move on, I would also love to quickly tap into your actor brain. You've been doing some acting lately.
Yeah.
That's super cool. You were recently just in a Fringe production.
Mm-hmm.
Queers in a Thrift Store with Monsters.
Yes.
Congratulations on that.
That was so fun.
I heard great things.
Fun. It was so fun.
Yeah. How has it been, discovering who you are as an actor, and, what do you hope to keep doing when exploring this side of you?
Yeah. I really would love to utilize my bilingualism more.
Yeah.
Because I am fluent in Spanish. Sure. Yes, I am fluent. I would love to utilize that skill in an acting thing someday.
For sure.
Yeah, that's what I hope to do in the future. And in terms of things that I have already been doing, wonderful. I love acting. And I really didn't know that I did.
Yeah.
Until I was asked by a friend a few years ago. I think it was 3 years ago. Right after graduating, my friend was like, "Hey, I'm looking for trans performers. Do you want to be in my in my Fringe show. And that was Manflor by Santi Castro.
Santi.
I know, I love Santi. He's in London now. Love you, Santi. You're probably won't listen. It's okay. I love you, Santi.
You're rocking out in London, Santi. Come back, though.
Come back, please. Come back.
Come back. Write parts for us, Santi.
Come back. Santi, please. Santi, like Earth to Santi, please come back.
Earth to Santi. You could have said this to you directly,
like
Santi.
Philadelphia to London, Santi, please come back because we need you. We need your playwriting voice. And it's just like, please come back and contribute to the scene.
I feel like I've talked about Visiones in this podcast, like,
so good.
Multiple times. Like, it comes up constantly.
I don't think he knows about this pod. I'm going to send him.
Please.
Because
I've brought him up multiple times. I would say, like...
I'm going to send him this.
Maybe 15% of the episodes I have at this point have mentioned him.
Santi, yes.
But yes. Santi asked you to be in a show.
Santi, my friend Santi Castro asked me to be in his Fringe production, Manflor, in 2023.
Yes, Manflor.
I don't remember if it was 22 or 23. Anyways, that was the first project. It was not my first acting gig, but it was my first acting gig professionally, and it was also my first acting gig in a different way. My first acting gig where I could utilize my trans identity in a way that I felt respected. Mm-hmm. And that was the play, I think. That was the show, the process that cracked open this, like, wonderful, beautiful world that I didn't know about, that I had inside me. Where I felt empowered. And it was the only acting process at that point in my life where I had felt trusted with the work and trusted as a performer. And it was just so wonderful. I also was working with Isabel Penn.
Yep.
On that project.
Shout out.
Wonderful person. Love you. It was
Manflor was gorgeous.
I know.
That show was impressive. You were brilliant.
Thank you.
The whole cast was brilliant. That show was a perfect example of, honestly, like, the kind of stories that need to be told right now. And it seems like such a fun process.
Mm-hmm. It was so fun. Manflor was amazing. That was the first show, I think, that showed me that I could do it. Right? Because I was not, not that I wasn't equipped, but I didn't feel equipped.
Yeah.
I didn't feel empowered or equipped or, Manflor was, I think, one of the first processes where I found the confidence to be able to one of the first processes where I found the confidence to be able to express myself on stage without feeling any certain way about it, and without feeling like mostly negative emotions, I would say, because it was just working with these specific collaborators also was like a treat, and like such, like, I feel like it was a privilege, and witnessing a work that is inherently about gender and about being trans and navigating a Philadelphia-like landscape in that world was incredible. And also, that was the first time that I felt transformed in a way.
Yeah.
Where I put on those, like, 8-inch heels and that, like, fur. It was like a fur coat and, like, these, like, I was like a creature, like a monster. I played a character called the Gender Weird, and that was the first time I ever felt a transformation happen when I put on those heels, when I put on my costume, and I was somebody else. And that was transformative to me. Like, it was incredible to feel like a conduit of something greater than me, and to me, it was almost a spiritual experience of embodiment, of, like, being able to create with my voice, with my body, something fantastic, something like wonderful for an audience who isn't seeing me as a person but a character. And it was incredible. And that show basically really opened me up to the possibility, right? And before then I was like, I'm not an actor, I don't like to perform, like I don't like being on stage, it's embarrassing. But it really showed me different.
Good.
Yeah, acting is wonderful. I love it. I love it. I can talk all day about it. I love it. The transformation, the specificity, like all the Greta, what's her name? The respect for acting.
Oh, Uta Hagen?
Uta Hagen. I said Greta.
Greta Hagen.
All the Uta Hagen things.
Yeah.
Just love it. Obsessed. And yeah, I could talk about it all day, about all the things I love about acting. Because I also feel like at least for me, this is true for me, and it might not be true for everybody.
Yeah, of course.
But for me, in order to be a good writer, I have to understand what it's like, at least. I have to understand what it's like to be an actor in order to infuse the parts that I write with meaning.
Mm-hmm.
In any process.
Yeah.
I have to know what it's like to embody something, to transform, to be a conduit for someone else's work, because that's so important. That is an inherent part of the playwriting, to me, is knowing what that's like, is knowing that one day these words are a blueprint. I mean, knowing that these words are a blueprint, and that one day they will live on without me, even if I'm not in the room. Like one day somebody is going to pick up whatever I wrote and do their own thing with it. And not only do I have to be okay with that, because you have to be as a writer, as a playwright, I also have to approach with care.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when I write villains, especially when I write antagonists, when I write monsters, especially monsters, and like inhuman, superhuman, fantastical worlds, it is so important to consider the actor. In any role, anyways, but especially antagonists and creatures and like all these fantastical things that my writing tends to approach. I think it's so important to consider the actor, because actors are human beings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At the end of the day, actors are human beings, and so that's what acting made me realize. Not that I didn't know that actors are human beings, but it's that like that's what acting made me realize, is that somebody wonderful is going to play your villain. Somebody amazing is going to pick up what you wrote and feel things about it. And that is a perspective I didn't have until I started acting. So to me, it's a core part of being a playwright.
Awesome. You beat me to that question. You answered it before I could even ask. That's lovely. What
was your question?
Was how does being an actor influence your playwriting?
Oh.
How does you as a playwright? Yeah, I mean, now that you have both of these experiences, they can inform one another, and that's truly
that's
so
a gift.
Cool. It's such a gift. Yeah,
it's a gift to me.
Yeah.
It's a gift to be willing or able.
Yeah,
especially just as somebody with a disability, it's difficult, right?
Of course,
it's difficult, and I have a feeling that many people can be hesitant to cast an actor with a disability for many reasons. I think lots of people, especially, this is something I did want to like address anyways, but like the intersection of disability and art, especially disability in theater. The disability theater arts community in Philly, I have only now, after 7 years, almost 7 years, approaching 7, I've only now begun to find a scene, and not even a scene, a few people that understand what it's like to have a disability and also be a working professional, a physical disability at least, and be a working professional in the theater scene in Philadelphia. It's unfortunate, but everyone knows why, I think. It is, I feel like, a lot of the time we can be seen as liabilities. A lot of the time we can be seen as not as competent as other actors, or at least I think a lot of the time people start to put these assumptions onto our abilities, and that really does influence a casting decision. And I can understand that. I mean, from an able-bodied point of view, which I don't have, but I have been there, right?
Mm-hmm.
From an able-bodied perspective, of course you don't want an actor that's going to suddenly get sick in the middle of a run. Of course you don't want an actor that has an increased chance of injury. Of course you don't want an actor that may not work in a similar way or in a convenient way for all your other collaborators. However, how do you know that?
Right.
And so that is my question for those producers and for, that is my question to able-bodied producers and artistic directors and casting directors who have never worked with people with disabilities before. How do you know that?
Yeah. Right.
And are you willing to challenge your assumption? Because at the end of the day, it is just about, are you willing to challenge your assumption about people with disabilities, but in theater? And I think many people have yet to reckon with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think many people have yet to confront that about their own mentalities. And I'm actually not afraid to say that because there is a lack, and I see a lack.
Yep.
And it's part of something larger, which, like, they call it the cycle of inaccessibility. This is a term coined by, I don't remember who, but disability activists in general, many disability activists, and the disability justice movement have coined a term called the cycle of inaccessibility. And it's basically, you can look it up and it's a circle, but it's this whole circle of there's no starting point, but you start anywhere, such as there are no actors or there are no people with disabilities coming to see the show. Therefore, we don't have to accommodate for audiences or for actors. Therefore, actors and audiences with disabilities don't show up. Therefore, there are no actors or audiences with disabilities in the theater. So it is a snake that eats its own tail. Right? And it is a problem. A very big problem.
Yeah.
And in the future, that's something that I want to challenge with whatever I do next.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, like, I would love to challenge other people's assumptions about what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also a big part of why I love to act, because people see me in a wheelchair and they're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And I have like received like many a rude comment. I have, online and in person, I've received many a rude, invasive question. And I mean, I try to approach things with grace. Of course.
Yeah.
I understand what it's like to not have an experience like somebody else. I understand what it's like to be not informed about something, and it's okay. And I think some people are just curious, and some people are they just want to know,
Yeah.
and there's no malicious intent behind it. And so I don't fault people for asking, and I don't fault people for being curious at all. That's a normal human instinct. I also don't fault people for staring either. It's normal to see something you don't see every day, and then your eyes are just naturally, that's where you gravitate. That's fine. I don't find that rude. I also, I mean, I think it takes a lot to offend me.
Yeah.
I think it takes a lot to offend me because of the person that I am and the person I always have been. That's what I'm going to say about that. But
yeah,
my prerogative is to challenge those people's assumptions. I honestly would rather have people ask me rude questions, and in a casting room or in a rehearsal room, I would rather, like 100%, rather have people ask me rude questions and have people be in my business and be like, so can you actually do this? What can't you do? Et cetera, than to not be asked at all. And to never be considered at all.
Right.
Because of whatever assumption they go with, because they're too afraid to ask.
Because at least that question opens the door.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what I have to say about acting as somebody with a disability. And
absolutely,
just in general, collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I've been very hesitant to I mean, when I was an intern at Interact, and I will say this on record,
Right.
when I was an intern at Interact, I didn't disclose my physical disability to them
Oh, okay.
because legally I don't have to.
Yeah, right.
I know my rights.
Yeah,
So
oh,
it's
for
like
sure.
it is like a know your rights, like the ADA, like know your rights thing about employees with disabilities was a big thing before the like know your rights ICE campaigns that are going on. But I know my rights as somebody as a worker with a disability, and I like brushed up on the law very well at my time at UArts because there was a lot of stuff that was going on with that. But I know my rights, and I know that I don't have to disclose in any situation. Legally, an employer cannot make me disclose.
For sure.
They can, however, let me go at their will in most cases. And anyways, I didn't disclose my physical disability because I was afraid of discrimination. And to most people, I don't disclose my physical disability because of that reason, for my own safety.
Mm-hmm.
In any process. When I meet new people, I don't disclose. That's not something that I do. To keep myself safe, also to prevent ableism from happening in general. It's just something that I do. But obviously, my Instagram is public, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, people see.
You have a life online.
And obviously, I have a life online, and so people see pictures and they're like, "Wait, what? Like, did you get hurt, etc." You know, it's fine. It's fine, and I think that I was going somewhere with that. But I think my point was that people like to make assumptions about what I can do, about what any actor or playwright or dramaturg or collaborator or production assistant can do when they have a disability. And I don't think that should be the case. I don't think that people should make assumptions. Oh yeah, my thing with interacts is not important. Anyways.
Yeah.
I don't think that anyone should make assumptions ever, and I would rather be asked a rude question than to have the door closed on me.
Yep.
Yeah.
That makes total sense. Absolute sense. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Because this is a perspective that I think is worth sharing and hearing.
Yeah.
For people that are either curious or just plain ignorant.
Yeah.
And they're just like, yeah, no, this is reality.
Yeah.
And these are people that you want to work with. like, hey, by the way, keep that in mind. But yeah, thank you for sharing.
Yeah, of course. Actually, I also want to shout out the Temple Institute on Disability.
Yeah.
Temple University, their Institute on Disability is a wonderful, wonderful program. I had the honor of being the dramaturg on a new play commission this past year with Ange/Rain Bay, or Ange Bay / their playwright name is Rain.
Mm-hmm.
And wonderful human being. Also, I love you. I also love you. I love so many people.
Shout out.
And my fear, a big fear, is that when these people do graduate, maybe Philly is not the city they'll choose to stay.
Right.
And that's for a reason. I know. However, Temple Institute, I think, is doing such great work. And yeah, just that whole process was such a treat and such an honor. And I learned so much about the disability community in Philly through that project. And I continue to learn because truly I think that there is an infinite number of possibilities that can happen when there are collaborators with disabilities in the room. And I think that people don't realize that. And the depth and the commitment and the passion that actors, artists, and collaborators with disabilities bring to a process is unparalleled. Truly unparalleled to any other process because we know that we might not be invited back. Because we know that maybe this will be the last time. And we know that maybe this is the first time. and that passion that somebody brings in a room in those circumstances, and having had unique experiences, unique, worthwhile, I mean, incredible experiences navigating ableism in this society, navigating all the hurdles that you navigate as a disabled creative. That is, to bring that to a room and to have people share experiences in the room and finally feel like they've found their people is incredible. And I truly, I want to thank Temple University and the Institute on Disability for showing me that that's possible in Philly. Because, like, I didn't know that. You know, I was, not that I was losing hope, but it was like...
a nice reminder.
It was a nice reminder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome to hear. And I hope that to any of those students that happen to be working with them as well, know that you can keep making work here. We hope you stay. But if you leave, we understand.
Please stay.
But please stay.
Please stay.
Please stay.
Latina actors that haven't graduated. Trans actors that haven't graduated. Actors with disabilities that haven't graduated. And even if you're not an actor, creative people.
Yeah.
Please stay.
Please stay. Because
please.
you'll find your people. Your people are here. And they're ready to make work with you.
If I can do it, you can.
Yeah.
Truly. Hey. And it's hard. It's so hard. I know that it's so hard. I know it's so hard. I know.
Yeah.
I know. And it's okay. And it's like, it's okay. Mm-hmm. Like, sometimes you do have, like, not to sound like not to sound like a wise old mentor, but sometimes, like, you do have to struggle a little bit.
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard. And then you get through it.
And then you get through it.
Yeah.
And then you see, why it was all worth it. Yeah. And then it's like, damn, I didn't have to stress that much.
Wait a minute.
Wait.
But yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing.
Of course.
Keep an eye out for all of the awesome projects Tyler has coming up. And we'll review those before the episode is over. Tyler, a question that I like to ask everybody on the pod, just because it's something that I find fun for me to know. I think it shares a lot about who a person is through this kind of art form. Off the top of your head, what's your favorite film? First to come to mind, because there's one.
I'm trying. Film. Now suddenly all the films I've ever
all
seen
of them are gone.
Have left my head. You know what? A very good film I've seen recently.
Okay.
Is Phantom of the Paradise.
Yes. Yes, I know about this movie.
I love that movie. That's not my favorite film.
Okay.
But I love that movie.
Yeah.
I think my answer changes every time.
Okay.
I can't think of any films that I've seen recently that have truly nourished me.
Has there been a movie in the past that has?
I have a Letterboxd account.
It exists.
But I think that answers the question a little bit, because I'm a picky person.
Yes.
I'm a picky person. I like to pick things apart.
For sure.
And I think I'm a little bit ruthless. When it comes to, I don't know. I mean, okay, recently I've also been rewatching Breaking Bad. That's a show, but still.
Yes.
If you were to ask me what's my favorite TV show, I have like a million answers already.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I will say, filling out the form, you did say that your favorite film is I Saw the TV Glow.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Does that still hold true?
Yeah. I mean, okay. Yes, I think. Question mark? Yeah. It's a good film. Yeah. I'm sure that I chose that for a reason, because of course. Of course. That film changed my life. Yeah. Like I don't think there's anything else to say. It changed my life. I feel like if I had seen that film as a high schooler, it would have changed my life more. But seeing that as like somebody that has transitioned, somebody that has lived a full I've been trans for a very long time. It did something to me.
Yeah.
It did something to me. Yeah, I love that. I love that movie. Cool. I do.
I have not seen it.
Really?
Yeah. I've heard things. I've heard good things.
Is there like on purpose?
Oh no, just it hasn't come. It hasn't come by me.
I've met some people that have chosen not to see it on purpose.
Like actively avoiding it?
Yes, not for the reason you think.
Oh. Not a transphobic reason?
No.
Okay.
No.
Just because they don't want to learn things about themselves?
Probably.
Ah, okay.
No shade.
No shade. But would you recommend
yes
the movie? Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
Watch it.
Good. Well, then I will.
Watch it. No, like, also, like, to those people, too, like, watch it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to get hit over the head with something, and that's okay. Like,
yeah.
Actually, that's a good thing.
If art whacks you in the face, that's a good thing.
If art is going to whack you over the head with something, that's for a reason. And just keep that in mind, right?
So true.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
I saw the TV Glow. I will put it on the list. I try to make an effort to watch the movies that my guests recommend. Yeah. So, will do. Okay. So, I would love to get into a little bit about the future. And what the future may hold for Tyler. What do you got coming up? I mean, we've talked about it a little bit, but I'd love to rehash. Remind our listeners to make sure they go. What kind of work you're excited to do in the next bit of 2025, maybe 2026? What's Tyler's art looking like?
Yeah. So I'm having a reading of the Machu Picchu play on October 27th and November 7th. The reading of the Machu Picchu play on October 27th is going to be an excerpt. Please, everybody remember it's going to be an excerpt. I've had multiple people be like, oh, I can't come on the 7th. I can come on the 27th. It'll be the same thing, right? It won't be.
Nope.
It won't be. Please go into that knowing that. I highly recommend... I highly recommend you come on the 7th instead. That will be on the 7th, on November 7th. It will be at 6 p.m. at the William Way LGBT Community Center. Tickets are free.
Boom.
And there's lots of seats, I promise. Yes, so that's what's coming up soon. In terms of the future, hopefully I will continue to engage my communities, right?
Yeah.
Engage actors with disabilities, engage Latine actors. I will continue to, I really want to continue engaging like trans actors, LGBTQ plus actors, just all the intersections.
For sure.
All the intersections and stewarding community, because like it's hard not to have your people especially if it's more ways than one. Yeah, so hopefully also just continuing to expand my voice, my artistic voice, and like challenging what I think I'm capable of.
Yeah,
because that was a big thing when I started acting, was challenging what I think I'm capable of. And that showed me a lot.
For sure.
So yeah, continuing to challenge myself. I love a challenge.
Yeah,
I love a challenge.
Why not?
I need to. What do people say? You need enrichment in your enclosure.
Oh, for sure.
I need enrichment, so I love a challenge. So, if anyone has a challenge,
more challenges. Throw some challenges Tyler's way.
Yeah, that's what I've got going on.
Yay! Well, that's exciting. That's so exciting. I'm sure more challenges will come their way, and I'm excited for you to make your way through and learn something about yourself.
Yeah.
I love a challenge.
Me
That's
too,
such a good
right?
point. Yeah. This whole
It's like-
podcast was a challenge. I was like, I just got to make
And
it happen.
congratulations,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You have to congratulate yourself because it exists.
It exists.
That's more than a lot of people can say for their podcast.
Hey, true. Hey.
No shade.
Good point.
No shade.
This thing was like sitting in my brain for like 3-4 years.
Yeah.
It's always nice.
Yeah.
It's always nice to finally be like, oh, something exists. But yeah. When talking about the future and what you hope for yourself moving forward, I think we touched on it a little bit, but I would love to get a little bit more of a answer. Looking at, where you might be in the next few years, what you have going on, and art and longevity, what does being remembered mean to you? And quote unquote legacy. I think as artists, it always comes up. People are gonna ask, and so I'm asking because I think everyone has a different relationship with it. And so I would love to at least know what you're thinking right now and what that means to you in this moment in time.
Yeah, that's important because you think that you have the rest of your life.
Right.
And I've been reckoning with that, right? Of just you don't know that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I know.
You don't know that. And so I think to me, did you say legacy?
Yeah, like what you leave behind, how you are remembered.
Yeah. I think that to me it's about love. I think it's about through your art, letting the people that you love know that you love them, even if you don't know them.
Yeah.
I think it's about touching people in the places that you think nobody has gone, like touching a part of their innermost, like
I get what you're saying.
I think it's about reaching out to people through your art. And honestly, I think everything that I've made is about everything that I've made with my community in mind.
Right.
Especially after I'm not here. Especially if, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think everything I've made with the intention for it to live beyond me. And I continue to do that with everything I do. And it's a difficult thing, right? It's a difficult thing to reckon with because, I mean, for a lot of different reasons. Yeah. So it's like, I think it comes back to the question that I was answering before of like, why am I even an artist?
Yeah.
Right now. Because I don't think, and this is going to sound a certain way, but it's because I don't think I can do anything else. But not for the reasons that everyone thinks.
Right.
It's because I don't think I want to do anything else.
You shouldn't be doing anything else.
With the things that I have been granted, with the things that I have learned, with the things that I love to do. I don't think I can do anything else because I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Right? And that's the other part of like, it's like, if everybody is asking, why do we need artists right now? I mean, everybody should also be asking, why not?
Right.
And I don't think we have enough people asking that. I think I've been reckoning with the why do we need artists right now question because that has been posed to me before. By, I mean, even members of my family, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even people that are very close to me, even, in general, the outside world, right?
Yeah.
In a capitalist society, people will ask, why do we need artists? I think that's the same thing as asking why we need priests. I think it's the same thing as asking why we need poets or I mean lawyers.
Yeah.
Or like why do we need accountants? Because we are human, because we have established these rules in society for the way that we should act and the way that we should be. And that is the reason we have accountants and lawyers and poets and artists. It's for those same reasons. Because we need an outlet and we need to find ways to survive. Even if it's beyond a single life. We need to find ways because I think about it in a very Andean, like in an Andean cosmovision. Through the Andean cosmovision, your life is not just your own. Your life belongs to the community. And that is what I strive to do with my career. Is getting closer to surviving within the community even after I'm gone.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, agreed. Wholly and completely. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang.
Sorry.
No. It's awesome. It's why I asked.
Sorry.
No, it's why I don't never apologize. Exactly.
Sorry.
It's exactly
Yeah, no.
that. No, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you for sharing. And I think you're doing a great job already.
Thank you.
So, but yeah, I think that just about wraps up our conversation. Before you go, I have two questions, very small ones. I want this project to grow and keep going, and strengthen the web that I've been building. So, who do you have as a recommendation for me to have on this show? Who you think would make a good conversation as a Philly artist? Santi?
No, you said Philly art. I said Santi and you said Philly artist.
Santi went to school here. Santi has a relationship with the city. That still counts.
Santi grew up here.
Yeah.
Santi grew up in Philly.
Well, so that counts even more.
Born and raised, yeah. You know what? You know who else? Angela and Bay. Rain Bay.
Okay, yeah. Absolutely.
Like 100%.
Cool.
Them and also AZ Espinosa.
Ooh.
Amazing, wonderful playwright. Look up to them so much.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I'll store all these folks in my brain and we'll get them on here.
Mm-hmm.
And where can people find you? How can people contact you and see what's up?
Yeah, Instagram. Instagram. I'm also on New Play Exchange. Yeah. I'm Instagram is the one social media that I use often. New Play Exchange is also like currently I'm using it as my website.
Yeah.
I'm sure that won't be the case one day, but one day. Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at Tylerito. It's TYLERIITO. So it's 2 I's. But yeah.
Cool. And is that the best way for somebody to reach out to you?
Yep. Email.
Yeah.
Also, I have my email on my New Play Exchange.
Oh, cool.
It's also just my first and my last name at Gmail. So, I mean, you can put 2 and 2 together. I'm not going to dox myself outright, but, just do a little bit of dramaturgy. You'll find it.
Boom.
Just a little bit of, yeah. It's on my New Play Exchange. It's on the internet.
Great. And everything that Tyler just shared will be in the description of this episode below. So go talk to her. Have a good conversation. Make some art. And yeah. Thank you for being here, Tyler. Thank you for having this conversation with me.
Thank you for having me.
This was wonderful.
Yay.
So I've learned so much about you. I hope everyone listening has as well. And I'm excited for what you have coming up.
Me too.
Yay. And thank you, the listener, for spending a little bit of your day and listening to us chat. I hope you got something out of it. We're all over streaming services, so give us a review, throw a comment in there, send me an email, start a conversation. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for making this show happen, and the support about it has been lovely so far. This was another episode of the Philly Phone Book, a podcast archive. I am your host, Gideon Caro McDonald. Real art is made by real people. Thank your SEPTA drivers, and have a great day.
Yay.
Yay.